just to give us a couple extra inches. Again, always important to use barn wood if you can find it. Wheel chock. We're going to jack this up a little bit, get some space. We're going to try and keep it level, so you don't want to jack it up too much based on the angle you're at. For safety, jacks down on each side, right under here. We're going to remove our jack, let it sit on stands. You want to make sure you have your passenger side tire spun out as far as you can so you can reach your oil filter there. We have our no splatter oil pad here. This one had pretty high reviews, so I got that. Here's your part number. I'll give a link for that. First time we used it, people were having fits based on my other oil change, my first oil change in the truck. So we're going to try this one and see if that cuts down on the dripping. You get the one that fits your oil drip pin, so we'll put that on there and take off the tag, and then we'll get it draining. You want to make sure you have your plug out before you put that in there. I usually just chuck it there. This is a 15-inch. Put it on. Make sure this one's snug in the front. That's ready to go. Grab one of your crush washers off your wall. If you bought a bunch of them, grab one of those. We're going to remove our oil cap here. You see that we're talking about 020. 020 Costco special when it's on sale. M1 110A. Chuck this up here. Take this off before we drain the oil to make sure we can actually put oil back in before we drain it. It's a good idea to check your oil level. See how dirty it is. We only have a few thousand miles on it. Annual checkup. We can see where our drain plug is. It says engine oil. Easiest way to get there is either, well, since you jacked up the truck, right from the front. So we're going to get a 17 mil, put it right on there. Have your drain pan close by. 17 mil. You want to get a regular size or a stubby socket on here, because if you put a long one on, your wrench is going to hit the frame here. This stuff in here, your exhaust, if you just shut off the truck, this is going to be hot, so be careful. So, got that. I can still feel it's warm. So you want to get it. It's going to shoot back this way. Moment of truth on the drip pad. That's making a big difference. So you want to make sure your crush washer came off, which it did. Set that over there for now. And we'll let that drain till it either stops dripping or dripping very slowly. Reach your oil filter there. This one right here. And then you're going to want to get a plastic bag. Make sure there's no holes in it. And we're going to try and capture as much as we can without making drips. And we're going to grab that by our hand. It shouldn't be too tight. If it is, we'll get an oil wrench on it. We'll slide this catch pan now that we're dripping kind of slowly. Catch some of the drips from the filter, and we'll take our 12 wrench tool. We don't need to do too much. And you're going to go counterclockwise. Once you've done a little bit of that, you should be able to grab it by hand. Get your bag. And start twisting. Try and catch as many drips as you can. Keep it clean. This is a Costco meat bag we have here. Get some extra life out of it. The engineers were definitely not thinking about keeping things clean. For the people working in the car afterwards. Alright. Here we are. Drain that oil out. Let it drip a little bit more. And then we'll wipe everything down. Get our new crush gasket on there and snug up our drain plug. Alright, we're gonna wipe this down, all your drips. You don't want to have a mess on your driveway. You want to make sure you have your washer attached to your oil filter. This one is. Grab your new oil filter out. Make sure you got a nice clean gasket on that one. Grab some of this oil that's around. Put a fresh bead on there. Some people say you pre-fill the filter. I've done it my whole life without doing it. All my cars get a bunch of miles on them, so I'm going to keep doing it this way, but you can pre-fill it if you like to. Screw that back on. Just kind of get it hand tight. Not crazy tight. You definitely don't want to put an oil wrench on there and crank it down. You might need a rag though, because it's pretty slippery. About like that. Continue to wipe everything down, get it nice and clean. Back up on this side, there's a little more mess. Thank you to the Honda engineers. Alright. Wipe off your drain plug. Chuck on your new crush washer. Aluminum's the one it came with. Got them from the dealer. Put on a new aluminum. Some people say you don't need to do them every time. They're pretty inexpensive. And I don't want this thing dripping, so get on there. Wipe up all your mess. Pretty good. Not gonna drip anymore, so get that out your way. Grab your 17 mil. Switch it around to tightening. You can torque it, or you can just give it a good oomph. And that's what I'm going to do. There we are. We're on. No more oil drips. Get it as clean as you like. The cleaner you get, the better. Grab yourself your trusty funnel. Chuck it in there. And we'll get the filling. It's supposed to take about 5.6 is consistently what I end up putting in there. Technically, I think it's 5.7, but it depends on how much you get dripped out. So we'll start with number 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. So both times I've done the oil, it's been 5 quarts and 20 ounces. So we've done 5 quarts in here now. If you haven't done yours before, it's a good time to start it, let it run for a minute, and check the oil level and top it up to the level that you need. You could have gotten a little bit more, a little bit less out, depending on how level you are when you're draining. So top it up to the amount that you have. So we're right there. After you let it drip in there, take your funnel out, get your oil cap, wipe it down, make it look nice and pretty. Put that back on. Snug. And we'll start her up, let her run for a minute, check if we don't have any drips, and then we'll check our oil level. Harbor Freight Special kneeling pad. You're going to get up in here, look for any oil drips. No drips here. No drips here. They're dripless. Looking good. Alright, we'll shut her off. And we'll check our levels. Pretty perfect. Right at the full level. Now we'll reset the computer. But before we do that, we're going to drop the hood because it throws up error codes inside if we have it raised. So we'll put this down. Closer. Alright, we're going to get these jacks out from underneath there. Jack stands. Gotta jack her up just a little bit. Grab your jack stands out. Don't forget your wheel check. Set her down. Press this button a couple times so we get to the display mode. We don't need it started for this. We're gonna adjust these buttons here on the steering wheel until we get to the oil life. You can see it there. Then we're gonna hold down the reset button for 10 or 12 seconds or so. So we'll press this, hold it down, and we'll wait for it to reset. Now it says maintenance reset. use the down arrow to go to reset. Hit reset right here. And it says reset completed. You've done your oil change. Great job. Go test drive. Enjoy your extra horsepower that you don't get, but feels like you do when you change your oil. All right, good job.